Life. Life is a disease. A millennium ago, a supreme necromancer was on the verge of conquering the world. But you know what they say about best-laid plans. Inevitably, heroes shall emerge. So, I was made dead. Again. But what does death really mean for somebody who has mastered it, Boredom. An eternity to ponder my errors and how close I came to victory. I am a mortal, but when this world ends, even I will know oblivion. And so, I ask myself, will I be given another chance to rise before it happens? Another chance to fulfill my ambition? It seems that fate has smiled after all.
There is a freaking disclaimer of how much I'm going to die on that game. Oh yeah. Just wanted some fun, man. Why do you do this to me? A mode for beginnings. More starting resources, more battle rewards, weakened enemies, no elite enemies in normal battles. Enemies can get inspired, average vigor, recovery for minions out of battle, average mana recovery for Iratus out of battle, graveyard efficiency increased. Tutorial? There's no tutorial, is this cakewalk? Tutorial. Available only on cakewalk difficulty level. Oh. Now I can do this. Normal start, normal. This is more, this is stronger. It should be normal also. Some elites, enemies can get spider, less vigor. Recovery, you recover less mana, there should be normal recovery. Normal graveyard efficiency, more pain. Good always win. less overpowered. Elite, regularly. High chance inspired. No vigor and no mana. Decrease it, normal. Increase it. Less. That's the same as before. Overpowered. Enemy strength is constantly rising. That thing now is going unbounded. It's not only overpowered, it's going unbounded. Regularly join, that's the same thing. High chance, that's the same thing. Do not recover, both, that's the same thing. Graveyard is constantly decreasing. Now this thing is decaying. Cool. And you need to finish the game. These two are unlocked as I finish this. And this other when I finish this. Very well. I'll probably just play this then. Enable this option will allow you to quick save and quick load. The game will also be saved automatically at the start of each floor. Available only on the cakewalk and more pain. Evil has returned. The dreaded necromancer Iratus has attained his freedom after a millennia of imprisonment, and the miners gather around his tomb still do not know the mortal danger they have stumbled upon. The bodies will lay the foundation for an army of the dead that will conquer this world. Rise! So many dead men. Too many TAG sounds. Minion abilities. Each minion has 5 basic abilities and 1 ultimate ability. To use an ultimate ability, you need a special resource. Rot! Minions and enemies can use certain abilities on a specific position and on specific targets. Their basic organization type of deal. This is a turn order. It's not changing throughout the entire thing. That thing looks undead, even more than my undead. So it has these abilities. It can be used if it's on the back, show them their place. It's a physical attack, interrupt distances, and deal some damage. Astounding Fortitude. Unavailable. This is maximum. It hits all of them. It hits the 2 in front. You cannot use this. For what reason? I need to be on the back. The 3. It fits 4 of them. It's a lot for this kind of game placement. On a summoning strike, I can hit any of them to do 100 damage. This hits 2 for half damage and interrupts. But this ignores armor. I can ignore armor right off the bat. That is one of the most powerful abilities in games. And this I hit twice with half damage. But if the enemy is buffed, actually it's Lightning. I'm anxious, so hit them bad. Now. This is the Sanity. Insane, that can inspire the escape. Chance to die. Stress damage. Vigor. Before being destroyed. This is physical, it does damage. Physical, it does damage. Does damage. I read something. Oh, this is stress damage. It's stress attack. Deals 8% of damage on everyone. But it has the rat cost. And instead of taking life points, it deals away with the sanity. Okay, I see things. I have some spell power. This is a very nice mechanic for this kind of game. And fits extremely well with the necromancer on the back kind of thing. So, what's the fucking difference? They have 0 armor. Right? This is their luck, their patience, their accuracy, the sanity, and the attack. Then there's the armor, resistance. It's against magical damage. The initiative. This guy's more unlucky, but the miner is much stronger than the hunky guy. I can crit. The miner has a much smaller sanity, man. He should be the most resistance. He might see himself on the mirror every day. How is his sanity so low? I'm going to do it. I'm doing this because it looks cooler. Damage! Physical and magic damage reduce the target vigor. Igniting deals instant magic damage to the target and true damage at the start of the turn. True damage. Stress damage decreases the sanity. Cursing a target will deal extra damage at the start of his turn. Critical hits by your minions decrease enemy sanity. Enemy critical hits will increase it. But you can't also hit me twice with I know not what, I cannot see their powers. His mama always told him to stop fighting with the Naples boy and instead listened to his teacher, but he knew better. She also told him to ask the blacksmith for forgiveness so that he might one day make her boy his apprentice, but the boy already had other plans. So I work hard when you get nowhere with honest labor, but Mama did not have one bit of wisdom that this lad made sure to follow, and that can stand the light. It instantly turns into ash. So when that invasion began, Hanky took the best possible job for the occasion, lantern bearer. Let the others yield their swords and bows. He will follow the advice of his wise mother and use the most effective weapon possible. Why is his damage so slow? Is he a mage? Is this shit a mage? Cannot see an effect to me, what the fuck? Miners are alchemically infused convicts who can be found walking the tunnels beneath the castle. The potions they are fed give them a vast increase in strength at the cost of reduced intelligence and lifespan. Oh, that's why their vigor is so low, even though they are so musculous and powerful, and why their sanity is so low. It's actually a very incredible life story, backstory thing. That just explain why it is so ugly too. And you can see here they are with shackles. Oh, the really human aristocracy is more than willing to supply the dwarves with captives for their experiments, as long as they receive a share of the profits. Very interesting indeed. I already feel like stealing that idea. Why? What did I do? I did not even choose anything. Oh man. I just clicked the account to see it again. Sanity. Loss of sanity combat lead to various consequences. Insanity, and that weakens the enemy. Inspiration. A positive effect that strengthens the enemy. Death. Receiving an amount of stress damage relative 0 can lead to death. Flee from combat. Outermost position. Why did that guy go back? Ouch. 9 man. That's 8. That's maximum damage. I just did some each damage. Yes. Oh, here's the selecting. I select it first and then I can cast it when. Let me see this one then. Ouch. Stress. 100% damage has a stress. I have 1 to 2 damage, but I have here my dread power. The other stats are the same, but instead of some sanity I have my dreaded damage. 12. My damage has on meds is much higher than theirs. They also vary quite a lot. 4 on both cases. On this case that means he can do just half the damage, while my variation is only 2, and that only accounts to less than 10% here. Well, soprano. Even if I could do normal damage, I cannot do it well. Target escape the next the half. Only the first 2. This one is a soprano. It deals 8 to 8 damage. 121. Moves the target to a random position. Also, that's why he changed position. All the enemy lose 6 attack for the next action, and it does not stack if I have more than 1. It's a banshee. Only 8 is too small. I'm going to use my will again on this fucking guy. I'm going to make it insane. I can just hit another one and he will be crying.
Good. more materials. I didn't
Matter.
think it would be this easy.
Insanity. Got weakened? Hopeless. He lost luck. Decreased damage dealt. Loses all blocks, remove wards, and oh wow. That count has a buff? Perform additional attacks for each buff. Well, let's see if I hit the rise. I did not. It's a dead buff. Change it to that thing and it made the debuff. A debuff does not count. Garrett is out of it. These two attacks perhaps are better since the enemy can dodge. What is this? The damage I took? Probably this woman thing, this banshee only took one hit. Got some dust. 3 weapons! Perhaps that thing counted as a weapon too, that lantern. I got armor, even though they had no armor. I got some blood, I got some bones, I got some rags, I got some heart. 3! There are only 2 of them! 3! There are only 2 of them! Some ectoplasm. Now, what the fuck is that table? I just got 3 skulls from 2 guys. Well, perhaps that only represented a battle, the actual gameplay, but that was meant to signify a larger battle of a lot of undead against a lot of other guys. Well, we'll see. Create any 2 minions. This is a skeleton. Bones, armor, and weapons. That's how you make one skeleton. And here are its abilities. The shoot banger thing, that's my thing. I could not see this. Embrace mediocrity. The target, it's a buff. Gain 4 armor and resistance until the battle ends. 3 times, I can use it 3 times, I can buff myself. That's some powerful skeleton. Buffs are higher level skills. Low level things should just attack. IQ level. Instantly levels up minion. A brain. Astounding fortitude. Stance. Can change my stance. Max a minion. 10% to redirect an attack that target the marked minion to itself. Oh, so I can protect someone. I'm a tank, I can get buffs for my resistance also. And I have a shield I can use. Cool. There is some number in here. The banshee takes very different things to make. I cannot see what the fuck this is. See the vigor, normal stats. Switch skin, no available skin. I can rename, I can dismiss the guard. She screams? No. Stance. Whenever an enemy moves, the banshee deals extra damage to it. That's really weird. I guess I have to put stances early on if they last for the entirety of the fight. Support. Restore the targets to full sanity. Give Iratus mana. 20% of the sanity. Buff. All minions gain dread. That's only good if I'm actually going to use the dread. Of course. That's the soprano and that's the last one. A banshee draws her strength from one simple emotion, fear. In truth, a banshee feels many times the fear felt by her victims. Had she the ability, she would run away from each battle in blind terror, but necromancers had long since employed additional bindings to keep that from happening. I can upgrade actually if I level her up. Feature. The chance of enemy to escape increases by 2 each turn until it reaches 10. Why would I want them to escape? Don't you kill them. Minion gains 2 stat points each level. Instantly level up. If I give them a brain or what is that? Yes. A 100. How much does this guy have? 85, 100. Oh fuck. I misclicked it out of the game. Now. That thing has basically... No, it has even more fear. Even more dread. But it has no extra attack. And I have no damage basically. I have one extra stat in here. Evasion. Evasion, I have 2 things not listed here. I have no initiative in here. It only shows the status. The thing has at least 1 point or 1 bonus point. A fairly unimpressive warrior, whose one standout characteristic is their utter mediocrity. While they often make up the backbone, pun intended, of most undead armies, ex-skeletons are so boring that they are never really acknowledged by the creators or the enemies. Okay, create 2 minions. There's so mana creation. I have to click here. Well, the game is not teaching me anything. It just wants me to guess that I should click the blinking thing, which is a fairly fair thing for them to expect a person to be able to think on their own. But I want to see the other things first. Talents, I have 1, but I cannot see anything. Oh, I can see any. I can, if I click on creation. Creating minions. After gathering parts from his defeated foes, Iratus can create new minions for his army. Using parts of uncommon, rare, or legendary quality increases the amount of stat points of the created minion. With time, Iratus will acquire new minions recipes, as well as various combat tactics. I basically rolled the world and I only have 1/3 of the knowledge about basic minions. Werewolves, that's one ticky boy. They have some higher attack mechanics, but have lower vigor. What is a skeleton? The skeleton has no armor also. The skeleton is immune to all buffs and debuffs. Any the start of each turn restore 20% vigor. That thing is immortal. The enemy probably has some OP heroes, broken shit, hit killing me. But yeah, 20% recovery is insane. The guards of the underground prison used to hound prisoners for fun. It was particularly fashionable to bet on which of the poor souls would be torn apart first by the raging war dogs. But a flesh-based diet, however nutritious, was not healthy for the creatures, and some of them died from gluttony. Well, now the pet cemetery serves a necromancer, who revives the ugly beasts craving to tears out of the farmer's master throats. Okay, so it's a werewolf made by the dogs I killed. What is this resource? Flesh, bones, and rags? Great! Despite the seeming simplicity of this minion, its summoning has been prohibited by the Necromancer's Guild since the dawn of history. Not even Iratus remembers the reason for this decree, but there are many dark humors surrounding this particular summoning. It is said that the very first Necromancer created this minion as a vessel for his rebirth. or that the soul that answered the necromancer's call comes from the afterlife, but from another, much more alien place. Not from the afterlife, but from another, much more alien place. Nobody seemed to have had the courage to put those theories to the test, or maybe those that did never survived the process. Still, the guild has been nothing but ruins for millennia. It is now up to Iratus to decide what to do with this knowledge. I need ashes, ectovial, and rags. It has some nice damage, even higher fear.
Reinforce the bones, strengthen the flesh, blacken
And even less
spirit.
accuracy than everyone else. It has even more life points than the werewolf somehow. Receives accuracy and evasion at the start of each turn until the end of combat. So that's why it's so low, because I'm getting some shit up during my thing. Its abilities. Cold Grasp. It's a magic attack. Oh, so I can ignore the armor. I need one of these on my holster, together with a physical hitter. The target can't move during the next turn. That has no strategic significance for now, but it might be very useful once I learn the enemies and some that need to move around to use some very broken power. So I need to use this girl to just change their position, and then this one next, so they cannot change it back. Removes all buffs from the target. Target loses all the initiative for one turn. It's an extra attack and has 120% of damage. The necrotic wind. What is this? Necrotic square. Wind of Oblivion. It has different forms, different things. I'll probably learn about that later. But I'm liking this complexity. The game is going real deep on its mechanics. Ghostly Fire. Curse. Deals 7% damage to the enemies on the chosen position and the next position in line. Curses target for 2 turns. So it's 60% of the damage, but for 2 people. That's 120 again. Ghostly Veil. Trap. Summons a concealing cloud for 2 rounds. Any minion within the cloud receives 1 evasion. It has position and +1 behind it. I have no idea what that means, but other people, like she, also had that 1 to the left thing. Evolution buff. The raid gains 12 threat until the end of battle. Until the end of battle, that's just broken. What the fuck? Just stay there to the end of the battle if you use it. This one can block and thing to the end. The raid gains 12 dread to the end of battle. That's the same shit, a little stronger. Terrifying evolution.
My undead tools
So bad.
can be made better. Deadly.
Oh, already read that one. Sehal Wave, stress attack, and all opponents swap position. It affects everyone, which is the case for these ultimate attacks. Dark Knight, a manifestation of living void contained in a vessel of knightly armor. These necromantic soldiers are often seen leading the armies of undead against the civilization of the mortals. Where they learn the skill to do battle and wage war is unknown, but all of them despise existence and seek to reduce everything to nothing. Use some armor, some ectovial, some weapons, and some dust. Headless Slash, 8% damage. And my resistance and armor. I actually have resistance and armor, although my vigor is lower than the rate, lower than the Banshee, and lower than the Skeleton. My damage is really bad. I was thinking this guy was a damage hitter, but it is things real bad. It does both physical and extra attacks, with additional 42 buff. It supports remove all the buffs from the Dark Knight, and it gives me rotten mana. Futile Hopes, the stance. Each time an enemy receives a buff, Dark Knight deals some extra damage to it. Unfeeling Aggression, physical attack, 80% again. A critical you do 400% damage. It has a great thing over there. And Abyssal Hunger, all enemies lose 12 vigor. The Dark Knight recovers an amount of vigor equal to the damage dealt. Ignores the wall. It's magic. The Bride of Iratus, a design fashioned by the Arch-Necromancer himself. The Bride uses only the best path to raise a deadly asher with an unhealthy love for her creator. Said love is then channeled into a burning desire to shoot out the eyes of anything that might try to get close to the one she worships. It's flesh, blood, hair, and bones. Physical for some damage, for some decent damage and dread. Flames of Love, it's Ignition. Here's that damage.
Only I know.
What's Ignition again? That thing explained to me, but I forgot.
Necromancy.
Oh, here it is. Ignition. Igniting. Instant magic damage. And true damage next turn. So... Ignition. To do this damage. Instant magic damage. And the enemy will be burning for 2 turns of 35. Overwatch is an instant stance. Whenever an enemy moves, deal physical damage to it. Stances, I think they last the entire fight. The game does not explain. So it is like those buffs that last the entire fight. But as I could see on that guy, there are abilities. Stack 3 times, gain armor. Interrupt stances. There are some enemy attacks that you interrupt the stances, so I'd have to cast it again if I want to keep it having it the entirety of the fight. While for buffs, I could also see on that skeleton that some enemy skills should affect if I have buffs or not. So the Bride gains an attack and dread until the battle ends. So that makes her the most powerful and amazing force I have. With this +2, and she can hit on both physical and extra attacks with 100% damage. Rose for a Lady, 50% damage, inflicts a critical hit. Hits everyone for half the damage, which is 200% damage total, and it's critical, so it does what again? Insanity damage too. A zombie, that is one thick zombie. It uses armor, it uses weapon, it uses blood and flesh. It has some insane magical resistance. And it has more damage than the Dark Knight thing. I hate this Dark Knight, man. It stinks. It has that cool helmet, but it stinks. Oh, I forgot. There are these things to look at. The feature we have. Dark Knight can't be critically hit. Luck against female. Ignores armor and resistance. Before Iratus came along, zombies were considered little more than fodder troop by the other necromancers. It took a true visionary to realize that the mindless mass of undead muscle can be used for more than simply bashing the heads of mortals. With a bit of technical assistance, these hotting hooks were turned into mobile artillery, capable of carrying and shooting cannons that would normally need several humans to operate. What the fuck, man? There's a cannon here they are carrying. That's one fucking zombie. Volley. The zombies deal magical damage. I was quite enjoying this game, but seeing a zombie doing magical damage really does it for me. Physical attack. It also does physical damage. Ignition damage. 3 tons of fire. More powder buff. 100% damage for the next attack. And can stack. So if the enemy has, let's say, immunity or reflection, some buff like that, I can just stack with this. Which is a very nice thing to have. Like every time a Pokemon uses fly or dig, those things that take 2 turns and make them invulnerable to damage, then I would use my own dig or fly or focus or buff. So the next time I would actually hit them instead of wasting a turn. And bombardment is an stance. At the start of its next turn, the zombie attacks 4 times, each attack giving 60% damage physical to random enemies. This does not consume an action, because well, it's the next turn thing. And cannonball 200% damage, and that is it. With a very high, that thing is, how's it called again? Rat cost. Okay, this is shit. Probably, I hate the concept. This is shit. This I'm unsure. Oh, I did not look at this. Attacks twice with half the damage. Is a buff. I get some luck and critical hit is strength for 2 turns. And it buff my other minions. Hunting down, I do some heavy damage to the back row. Target loses all armor and resistance until the battle ends and ignore any blocks, but only does 1/4 of the damage. Mark selected positions a trap. At the beginning of his next action, the werewolf deals 300% physical damage to any enemy at the marked position and moves to a first position. Attack does not expend an action, it does expend to set up the trap. The werewolf doesn't miss this attack, 1 target per round. So I'm taking this werewolf with me. This shit is broken. I do over 80 of damage. 80. That's a lot. Start next round, I will receive an extra action for 2 turns and it costs an insane amount of wrath. Okay, werewolf it is. It's great, it actually looks good. I want this red thing with me, it looks good. It looks bad. No, I want a shooting bride too. No, I do not have the resources to close it. Yeah. She looks bad too. But the rate, man, that rate looks like shit. I thought it would be cool. But okay. Here we go. Here be Banchada. To be Skeety. I keep names so that I know when they die. This will be Lupin. That's a really shitty name, but Super Bus just came to my mind and I remembered the loop. The lone loop. Lonely loop. Rage. Looks so bad. Talking gas. The Bride of Iratus. Corre a Amazon. Afro Amazon. Okay. These are the people I have. I got no brain from my last fight and I need to go to the dungeon fighting now. The kingdom had needed of the vast riches buried underneath the castle. Great veins of iron that promised to fuel conquest after conquest, along with ancient artifacts from a long forgotten age. The dwarves were eager to offer their service in this project, bringing their untested mining equipment and experimental concoctions for the promise of wealth. They only needed bodies that could obey, and that the human could provide, and that the humans could provide. With dungeons filled to the brim with both criminals and rebels, there was no shortage of slaves to work these mines. Drugs were used to keep them docile as they dug ever deeper, year after year, unaware of the mortal danger that awaited them below. Too many dead, man, too many dead. Pick up your writing game. Now, that whole thing of slaves mining and working for extracting resources from the land, man, that's just Roman Empire shit. That is how you break an economy. Because at the moment you run out of slaves, you run out of rebels to put in jail and to make them slaves, you start losing battles, so you do not get any slaves from the conquest after conquest. Then you cannot fuel any more battles, and so you cannot provide any more slaves, and you cannot get any more resources. Even those resources will end up drying up. And that is how the entire Roman Empire broke down. The feudal age began, and the Dark Age began. But okay, they will begin on a different way right now. So I suppose this is a dungeon. The dungeon map. It's freaking huge. It's repeating itself, no fucking way. It is not, holy cow. Okay. I probably not have to explore it all then. I'll just move on ahead. And I don't have one choice, so I'll just go with it. Choose a battle squad. I'll take battle squad.
The larger the pocket of resistance, the more bodies for me to
Battle squad.
harvest.
I'll take Banshida out and put some Asha there. I chose it. It has been chosen by me. Some enemies possess unique features that either strengthen or weaken them. Study the features of your minions and your enemies so that you can fight more effectively. That was that thing I was looking up. This feature. It's a miner but with a torch now. I think he had a torch before. That's the Runky Boy with no feature. That's the miner with no feature. And this is the Taskmaster. He has a whip to wipe his slave into shape. Taskmasters are tasked with motivating the utterly brainwashed. As one might expect, a good whip hand is indispensable in this job. And any Taskmaster prides himself on his ability to swing said implement around with gusto. Usually recruited from among the criminals, these physical diplomats take great delight in giving orders to the other captives, and the sense of authority it gives them. It has a very low damage output, but it has a very high sanity, and it has a very high vigor too. When the Taskmaster dies, his allies recover sanity. His allies recover sanity when he dies. How cool is that? How much is he loved? He also has defense and ward. I have no idea what those do. Do they actually defend from one single attack? Whenever a character that has at least one point of block is hit by a physical attack, that attack is nullified. And then block minus. Okay. It's too weak, but it might buff them. That's what I expect it should do. It's the only thing I expect it to do. So I'm going to kill it straight away. Oh, these also cost Rat. Fucking werewolf, I do not want to you anymore. Go home. 2 turns. I'll just do this. I move 40 if I use this. This position is also stinks. I need my people on the right position. I need to be 40 to use that attack, for example. Anyway, I'm going to kill this guy first. Oh, I forgot about that. Fuck me dead. Interrupt the stances. I need to be on the other positions, man. How do I move? How do I move? How do I move? Move right. Move target minion one position to the right. I need mana to actually control those counts like that. Okay. Then this is all I can do. I actually move, so that's good. Stress until the battle ends. I should have used that. It actually hit me twice and I blocked both. Why are people focusing this guy? I actually got a buff from what the fuck? Feature, evasion and accuracy. That buff happens each turn. Oh yes. Ghostly fire. I do curse, I do stress, I do magic. You against dread until the end of battle. Summons a concealing cloud for evasion. If I use this on this guy, you just dodge it. I need to hit this guy. People are moving around. I could have killed this guy. Now I'll kill him now. What is this thing? Cold grasp, unable to move. Oh, I just used that. Probably does not count as a buff and you die before I could test. 3? What was that? They lost 3 sanity from that. Whenever an enemy moves, man, that would have been helpful. But they will probably not move anymore. I'm too strong. This game is on easy, of course. But still, I'm fucking powerful. If I do this, you just dodge it. Just healed. I'm not attacking with that anymore. Can buff everyone. I need to attack front here. I can attack twice if I have to use it
Worthless
that.
as you were in
Not
life,
someone.
you will be worth something in death.
Predatory ground. Okay.
A sad display.
Battle result. After winning a battle, Iratus receives rewards. Diggers' souls used to construct and improve buildings at the graveyard. A city building mechanics. I'm always interested on those, but I have never found some really satisfying city building thing. Parts needed to craft minions. Artifacts increase the power of your minions and Iratus himself. Brains use it to quickly increase the level of minions. Additionally, minions that did not participate in a battle restore a small amount of vigor, according to the difficulty level. So that's how they recover. And this is the damage I took. They focused on this guy. I got some Scroll of Skullfall. Unlocks a secret destruction spell. One time used. Skullfall scroll deals 12 magic damage to all enemies, sets them all on fire for 3 turns, dealing 6 damage per turn. Spell power improves the ignition effect by 2%. Spell power improves the ignition effect by 2%. And 22 mana. She healed. This guy has some damage. And Iratus equip Iratus with the acquired artifact. Artifacts. There are 4 main types of artifacts: weapons, armor, rings, and amulets. You will also encounter consumables. Such artifacts only apply for one battle, after which they are spent. What a piece of shit! At the beginning of the game, Iratus receives 1 random artifact. One-time use unlocks a secret.
It embellishes my undead features.
So you only have this spell for 1 battle? Not much to use that? An ancient coffer filled with items. A mythical chest containing artifacts. Battle. A sacrificial altar. By sacrificing minions, Iratus receives parts, items, and random consumables. Insane Stele. Contains the record of past battles, which can be used to raise the level of minions or Iratus himself. Grave. An ancient tomb containing dormant minions awaiting their time. Fountain of Restoration, a place of power that can restore mana to Iratus or vigor to minions. Cultists, mortal cultists who gift Iratus with random consumables or minion specific items. Grave, dormant minions. Soul Spring, sanctuary where one can collect Digger's soul. Chest, quest, an event requiring the participation of Iratus himself or the current battle group. Battle. Soul Spring. Sacrificial aura. Stele. Oh, and that is stealth thing. Select a boom. Leg cuffs. The minions can't be moved. What does that mean? Bull Skull. If the minions start their turn in one position or 2, they receive plus vigor to the end of the fight. The minions can be moved. This is good for me since I have the placement. That you avoid the enemy from messing things up, like pulling my Asha to the beginning. The minion's abilities can't miss mechanical eye.
Toss it with the rest.
Took some ball skull. Where is my ball skull? This is my level. For a rat at the start of battle, mana restored and spell power. Oh, here's the police school. It's the minion. Does this thing lasts for a while? And I cannot go back. Yeah, expect. Resources and magic. Iratus possesses the following stats and resources. Mana, needed to use talents from the magic, Aya, and destruction trees. Mana is restored every victory in combat. True minion abilities or via certain encounters on the map. Wrath, needed to use the ultimate abilities of your minions. Wrath increases during combat and resets after combat ends. Resets. Expel power. Increases the effectiveness of active Iratus talents. Iratus gains 1 spell point each level and can further increase it via artifacts, talents, minion abilities, etc. Etc. These guys I already know. There is this new one. This guy was not buffing anyone. He just hit me like some weak cunt. But it has this annoying thing. It has 2 this time. And there's a guard now. Has some low damage. Has some very high sanity. Guards were originally intended to protect the vital trade paths between the various towns. But due to rampant corruption, no self-respecting trader would rely on them for protection. Instead, they hire their own mercenaries, and the guards are relegated to the most menial and undemanding tasks, which is exactly how they prefer it.
Maybe I'll craft this one into furniture.
Oh, he does buff people. Increases damage dealt by 20%. What is this? My rat? Take that extra hit, boy. Stances. A type of ability that some minions and other enemies can use in battle. Stances differ in duration. 1 turn stance. A stance that ends at the start of the character's next turn. Stance until the battle ends. The character will maintain the stance until it is cancelled, or the battle ends. Any stance can be cancelled via forced movement or stunning, unless the description of the stance specifies otherwise. My shift will kill me before you do. I got some lot of Aya. I do some very high dead kind of damage I do not want to do. I can kill this guy for certain.
One more for the stockpiles.
Cool. Whenever a minion moves, attack it for 100% damage. That's more than my stance. Attacks twice. This attacks twice is good because it will take away all that thing. Okay. People are moving. This is a stance, not a buff. It's infinite. Can use it. Does that count as a buff? 1, 2. It does not. Did my stance just end? It ended. It's a piece of shit. I do not like that anymore. Damn, guy can hit. I'm not using C. Costs anything. Traps. Abilities, the effects of which are limited to one specific position. Depending on the specifics of the trap, a character occupying that position can receive negative or positive effects. A trap can be destroyed by certain abilities or overridden by another trap. Lock. 2 feature. Accuracy, that's my thing. What happened to that trap? What's that? I have no idea. I did not see any way of finding that out.
This never gets old.
Did that shit just activate? No, it actually played. Because that attack... Does that attack activate my movement thing? I want to see you. No, it does not. But since I cannot move at all, that should not trigger the effect.
Mine is the winning.
230 experience in 1 talent point. These people took some damage, I got some dust, cranium, heart, and things. There's a talent tab. When in battles, rewards Iratus with experience that increases his level. At each level, he receives talent points that can be used on the following ability trees. Alchemy increases the efficiency of your minions and resource economy. Magic spells weakens foes, requires mana to use. Aya spells strengthen minions, require mana to use. Destruction deals direct damage to enemies, requires mana to use. Alchemy increases the amount of Digger's souls received at the end of battle. Increases chance to receive artifacts. Increases chance to receive brain. Increase the amount of wrath gains in battle. This is drop things. Increase the chance to receive uncommon or better parts. Increase the chance to receive uncommon or better parts. One additional part will drop of the battle. Minions restore 100% more vigor when Iratus uses Distillation. Minions gain 8 vigor. Does not work on some minions. After using Distillation, all minions do 10% more damage, receive 10% less damage for one battle. Distillation, what is that? That should be a power, but lasting for battle and things, that seems hard. Iratus restore 100% more mana using Calcination, which I do not know what is yet. Minions receive luck. Iratus gain spell power for one battle of using Calcination, which I do not know yet what the fuck it is. Arcana Antediluvian. Iratus restores 5 mana after each fight. Enemy loses some luck. Summons a basic Shade, Banshee or Wraith until the end of battle. So if I'm losing, I can just use this. Haste. All minions gain some initiative. Black Incense. Minions receive evasion. Dispel. Removes all the buffs from minions and all buffs from enemies. So let's dispel everything. Reduces mana spent by each spell power I have. Target minion moves 2 positions forward and receives accuracy. So instead of 1 movement, I can move 2 at once. If they start messing my position, I can organize the entirety of the fight. Minions receive some 3 dread. Does not work on summon minions. Is this forever? Do I have to actually use the fucking spell? No, it has no cost like this one. It's not an active spell, it's a passive one. It's a passive spell. It's always on. Deals 21 extra damage to the target. Costs some mana. Fate. Max attacks is critical. Slake with Darkness. Extra damage to all. Blind. 45 extra damage. Takes accuracy away. Finger of Death. Target loses 25% of its maximum vigor and sanity. 5% for bosses. Removes all buffs. Target loses all blocks and ignore wards. But it costs some whooping 70 mana. Yeah. All minions receive attacks, basically. The target minion loses luck and gains attack and 6 dread. It's an active one. Blind Fur. Every time a minion misses an attack, I gain Wrath. Drums of War. The start of its turn, a minion gains initiative for 2 turns, if Iratus has at least 25 Wrath. All minions receive accuracy, passively. Overwhelming Ire. Ultimate abilities of minion cost 10 Wrath less. Fringed Howling. At the start of its turn, a minion gains Dread. At the start of its turn, a minion restores Vigor. When Iratus has 100 Wrath, he receives 37 spell power. Blood Magic. This is cool. But since it's such a fixed number, 36, that looks like a random number. It perhaps is worse when it scales on upper levels, where my Wrath will be worth more and the spell power is not increasing accordingly. Stoke the Flames. All minions receive 10% less damage for 3 rounds. Costs mana is active. All minions gain luck until the end of battle. All minions deal damage. All units recover. That's very cost intensive. And Destruction. Deals 25 magic damage, just hit it. Does that cost a turn or what? I have no idea. Deals 32 magic damage. And even more if the target is on fire. Deals 48 magic damage and even stuns them. 4 magic damage and sets it on fire. I can use this and this one. I actually need to have this in order to have this. Spine Bomb. Iratus sets a trap at the target enemy position. It explodes in 2 rounds with 50 magic damage. To any foe there. Hail of Teeth. Physical damage. Love my hands bloody. 50 watt after killing a target with destruction spell. That's very good. I just use these weak things, barely costing any mana and dealing that nice damage. Here, 1%. With that spell power, I have 36%, which only means 3 points here. Here, it increases the damage by 2%. So I have 72% of damage, which out of 48 is 72% of 48. If that was 50, we half, with just that 36 has damage. 36 is straight has damage. Bone Spear deals physical damage at 2 enemies. Volley of Spears deals physical damage. Soul Leech deals physical damage. Rain of Gore deals 50 physical damage. Target receives more damage. This is better than that one. What the fuck is distillation this thing? I need to learn first. But I think these are safe bets to actually buff the damage of everyone.
I need nothing but my anger to purge this world.
I require this one in order to get that one. The others kind of suck. $25, 10 to 18 physical. It attacks 2. It's quite weak. And it costs a lot more. Not a lot more, but significantly more. Almost 50% more. I think this can be a good usage of my mana. It was at 100. That it keep regenerating each turn. That Aya was filling up real fast. If mana fills up that much fast, and I can just use it how many times I want until I attack with my minion, then I'm in for a treat with that thing. It's so powerful, man. What the fuck? But I need these 2, it seems. Oh, I have unlocked it already. But I want this first. Full destruction. Did this thing just cost 2? Oh no, I got that thing first. Okay. I cannot access those yet. I have some infinite inventory in here. Everything is of the same quality. All I can do is move around till I find the next bifurcation on the map. Okay, I have some spells now. I have 100 mana. So I'm full. I might as well use some of it. These guys have no defense, but these have. What the fuck's wrong with this game? I'll expand some. I cannot use another this turn. I can only use one per turn. That is very significant. They are boofing people. My mana did not go up. This stinks. Sadek skeleton noises me. Please do some damage to everyone, but it's a shitty kind of damage. This is my only actual damaging attack. I use on this one who has the shield on. Just set me a trap. Oh, it's took from my shields things. That guy is a tank. I can use them, but I don't. I'm not regenerating my mana. I'm regenerate back.
First mistake. Opposing me? You're last.
The werewolf can play, but the werewolf does more damage than this. Oh, does he? 28. He might do 30 years. Mana does not fill during the fight. I have to use what I came with. These ultimate attacks
Another
kind of
step
bad.
towards my eternal kingdom.
I got a lot of brains this time. Improve a minion by using a brain. That's why they gave me, to show me how to use a brain. Oh, the humiliation. Rat fills in real fast, and I don't think I'll be using this much. I have no idea how much mana I actually recover each fight. These people also leveled up, it seems.
And so my dark
Twice
powers
to the same
return
target,
to
it's
me.
actually stronger. Minions evolve and can be improved in multiple ways. Leveling grants a minion stat and skill points. Every level a minion gets 2 stat points for improving stats. Every third level a minion gets 1 skill point for upgrading abilities. So that is what those side abilities are. I can choose one or another. Using parts of higher quality grants a minion additional stat points. Parts grafted onto a minion can be improved via Digger's Souls. Items provide your minions with additional features. Receiving buffs and debuffs from minions items doesn't trigger an effect. Grafting a brain instantly gives a minion additional experience. So that's just experience points. I have 15 out of 20, that's the experience point. Yes, I have seen that. I have seen that, can't stop doing that. 2. Instant levels up 6. Oh, that was a sign for new. The cost is 2. Cost is 2. The cost is 2. The cost is 1. Oh, it's because I'm level 1. I have 15 out of 20. This only has 10. These people kind of suck. I want to save my tank. Choose my level. Dismiss ready. A skin. Level up a minion. 2. Replace the current item. The previous item will be lost. Level IQ 6. Is that a Q? Is that a fee? I fee. Imaginary number times wavelength. What the fuck is written in this sheet? I have 2. I can level them up to 6. This is a 6 level brain. It's not 6 brains. It's a level 6 brain. I see. I suppose that I see. I have no idea if that's right. But putting that on a level 2 guys is sad, man. Yes, level 4. I can put a level 5. I see. So, can improve these things. Bonus, cost, it's cost 2 to improve those. Plus 5. 3 damage. 3 damage. This guy is a tank. But I want some damage. Cost is 2. The pain is real. I exchanged 3 damage for 10 life points. Costs 3. Where are my life points? I cannot improve my life points. Okay, if you say so. The damage is reduced by the armor I have. I can put plus 4. Upgraded 0, max 6. Next upgrade costs 4. That stinks, man. I cannot improve my damage. What we gotta do is we do it. It's physical or magical. The fact that I cannot improve this means that the only route for this, the only build is through this. Which kind of stinks. Negative luck on the target increases the luck of the attacker. Next upgrade costs 2. Now you. Next upgrade cost 4. This is stinks, man. I have to put those points somewhere. So I might as well create. That fade. This guy cannot even put one here. Okay, that's it. Just for the sake of creation, I probably have to make one of each just to see them. This guy's a piece of shit. I can level this up, but it's too weak. I took everyone that had any damage. Oh, Rotten Chain. Oh, everyone has it. It's the effect I bought. Okay. Here is his stats. It does some damage. It's some additional damage based on my defense. Well, let me fill this shit up. And craft.
Hardly an inspiring leader, but the
Looks cool.
Cannot.
At least. Has a level 1 brain. And you go straight to level 6. That went up hard. My damage increases. And has my... It only increases 1? I already increased my damage then. 0. Expanding 1.43. It's what? How should I focus? I do not know if I should be balanced or focus and shit. It only improves 1 at the cost of 2. That's too shitty. Next one costs 2 also. This costs 3 and improves 2 damage. This costs 1, this costs 2 and improves 1. I can also change my abilities. I cannot change this. Normal one is 80. 120. Now that's better. But 80% of my thing, 80% of the sun. So I can increase my Heartless Slash to Edge of Abyss, which increases its damage considerably. Or I can make it that counts for everyone, which keeps my actual straight damage the same, but increases the amount I do extra by my armor. My attack was increasing by 2, or was it 3? While this thing was increasing by 1. So yeah, I'm taking this on 1. But this also increased some stats, it seems.
My enemies are
No! I did not mean to do that. Stop! Cancel it! Cancel it! Oh, fuck me dead. I have to see the others first. That this is a stress attack, 150%. Without having that additional thing. Or a stronger additional. Hollow Stare, Face the Faceless, and Stare into the Void. Dark Tide support removes all the buff from me. It gave me some mana, which is good. Removes all the buffs from me and get some more Wrath. Get some more mana. I raided the Dark Cleaning and the Dark Tide or the Dark Offering. Futile Hoax. Each time an enemy receives a buff, the Dark Knight deals stress damage. Every time, no tomorrow. Futile Hoax, no tomorrow, it does some more damage. Dashed Hoax. Each time an enemy receives a debuff, no tomorrow. Dashed Hopes. Every time the enemy receives a buff. A buff. This is a buff. This is also a buff, but stronger. And this is about debuffs. So the debuffs I'll be putting on them. And Unfeeling Aggression. Physical damage deals 80% damage to the enemy on the chosen position. Oh man, I should have used more thing. but it's extremely difficult to actually use this. I have to be on the back, and I will move to the front after using it. All is dust. It does the same thing, but now it deals additional 4 to 7 damage for each buff or debuff on the target. Which is not very useful at this point. People barely have any buffs. So I hope they start having 5 buffs or more really soon. So this could be useful. Or my skill could be useful. We are nothing. It does the same physical damage, but it deals additional damage of 4 based on my armor right now. And again, one more damage. Abyssal Hand support. All enemies lose vigor and they recover life points. They lose even more, so I recover even more. Again, an enemy on a single one, so I have to hit 3 in order to be worth that this much. So it's only good if I have all 4 of them alive, which is really unlikely since it costs wrath, so I have someone killed at that point. So I'm taking Dark Greed, but I cannot do this for any reason. Perhaps I don't have enough level and I require 60 experience to actually level up. So what I will take out of this?
Am I in the mood for terror?
Is this. Perhaps I have some shitty debuff I want to remove. And that mana gain is nice. Better than this thing I might not be using. And based on that I should have put some more critical. Damn. If I were to main this thing. Now this is stats bonus. That's how much it will change if I do that. But did my damage actually increase when I got this? Well, I'm about to find out. If my fear increases, then it does increase shit. 13 to 15. It increases. It actually gives you that stat. So I could have taken those just for the stat. Oh well. Your name will be I'm bad at names. Good. Jane. That's it. Now Jane, come here. Come here. Come here. This guy needs some rest. This woman can do nothing. And there's no one else I can actually make. Let it be new. Get a minion to level 5. I have one at level 6, man. Slay 60 enemies for the Lich. Lick. The Mummy. Headhunter. Defeat any 2 bosses. Shade. Trigger Insanity in 80 enemies. This is hard. I have to use a lot of those attacks that I do not use at all. And that probably means the Shade also specializes on Insanity attacks, X-Stress attacks, which I do not use, so I will leave it for now. Vampire. Turn 3 enemies into vampires. How the fuck? I do not have a vampire, how do you expect me to do that? Blood Phantasm. Use a lot of wrath on ultimate abilities. 7,500. Debuff enemies 250 times. Lost soul. Gather 400 bones. The bone golem. Lost Soul, Blood Phantasma. I was reading the names. Gathering 7, Gavin 4. 40 bones? I have gotten several bones already. This is not counting. Fallen Dunphy. Lure 3 Dunphys over to your side. Dunphyris. That's a vampire. A mixed vampire. Gal. Go to Brazil. Deal 7,600 damage to your own minions. Unfrozen. The name of this count is Unfrozen. Complete the game on more pain or higher. Black Widow. Complete the game on more pain or higher. Infested. Available to the owners of the supporter pack. Damn it, they are actually selling this shit as DLC. I have lost the faith on them now. Reaper. Available to the owners of the Wrath of the Necromancer DLC. Yes. Fucking hell. Abomination. So the actual minions are on up to here. Here. This if I want to play again. After finishing this time and finishing next time, then I can use this. If I actually finish this at all. Any single time. Well, enough reading. Oh damn, I wanted those things in the sacrificial thing, but this soul spring looks nicer. There is a little squad with a special count over there. But so springy. If I go for the soul spring, I cannot get the quest. But does a quest give items? But I can get the quests afterwards. I can go for the elite squad. I have no fucking idea what these things do, so I'm just going wherever the fuck I want for now. What is this again? Choose who will be trained. XP for Iratus. Iratus get 100% experience from the current level. All your minions get 100% experience from the current level. The current... what? What is my actual experience? I'm on halfway. Oh. So it would not matter if I was near. Since my minions are low level, I guess this is better. There's a freaking stone golem at the sides. It does some insane amount of damage. It has a very high resistance. That's actually defense, not resistance. And that's about it. I just tried to attack it. Good thing I could not. Initially, golems were designed to do mining work too suicidal for even a drunk dwarf to take on. However, after the alliance with the humans and the Alchemist Guild was established, such concerns were very quickly resolved by the readily available slave labor, and the much more expensive golem solution was mostly shelved. Some would point out that if the dwarves had employed golems in the numbers that were initially planned, Iratus would never have gotten as far as he did, due to a lack of bodies to reanimate. It goes to show that the dwarves love gold more than life, and especially the lives of others. Redirected to self, it has 50% chance to probably do exactly as the name say. Feature: immune to stress attacks and ignition. Does not escape. 50% chance to redirect an attack or debuff to the golem from an ally located behind it. This guy's here, man. I need guy on the back. Oh no, I can do it from anywhere. The enemy, that has to be on the back. Target loses all armor and resistance until the end of the battle. But I need to bring the can forth in order to do that. Now let me do this skunk. Unless this skunk had erect. How much damage did I do? Fuck! That was not what I meant to do. I wanted to see how much damage I did. 40. It did. It used it. It had armor power. I came back so I could use this. And I can only use this on the people ahead of me. So... twice to the same target. That's why it costs more.
Damn! Move those mortal legs.
Oh, it penetrates. But that guy has some defensive shit. I think it bounces. I do not intend to move, but yeah. Oh fucking hell, it hit even more than its total damage. Because well, we can use attacks like me. Like I can. But I am real. Very highly. No. Does this move me? No. Moving is too dangerous right now. I can actually kill it with this power. I will not do that yet. I wanted to do this, but I do not have the thing to do that. So this guy plays next. He has no area attack. 4 magic damage. That's 9. We're not gonna choose this much, but
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
it did not move, so well, that thing does not move at all. Express. Move the buffs. A stance. That's some nice damage. Guys dying, should I attack it? Oh my. I can only use one per an entire round. It's not every move. I can kill this guy, that will save me some life points. That's the better choice, isn't it? Or he's attacking someone and making them die quicker. The best choice. He's shoving me back. That guy's taking some blunt damage. These guys don't have any armor at all. They do have some armor. That guy plays before the others. That's what I was waiting for.
You will soon embrace your new existence.
Retreat, retreat. The fucking hell. I'm going to die, cunt. Yeah, this guy's doing some damage. I do not know where that damage is coming from, but he's doing so. The 14 plus that other damage. $82.
A predictable outcome.
I got some Digger Souls for the first time. No brain. And I got a graveyard thing. That's what those souls are for. I get this because I want to do those things. 2 of your minions left in the battlefield. That sounds like a dangerous situation. Let us see the graveyard now. Graveyard and construction. After attaining freedom, Iratus turned his prison into a base of operations. Graveyard buildings require minions and a special resource in order to construct them. Digger's Soul. Chamber of Iratus. That's home. Library. Each minion studying ancient books gives Iratus 40 experience and plus 8% of the experience from the current level. Applies after a victory, except quest battles. Building requirements. Dark Knight. Can build it 50. Oh, I can put it. Does this guy die? Or dead? Or what? The guy has level 6 brain. He is going to die. I need to make a new one and put that instead. The mystical obelisk attracts wandering souls. Every minion next to it generates Digger's Soul after each victory. Abode of Wrath. Each minion abroad gives Iratus at the beginning of battle. Peering into the dark waters, each minion has 11% chance to find a random artifact in the lake. 50% chance for each minion walking at the scavenging site to find a random path. All low-level minions, which I already have. Praising the Necromancer at the monument, each minion restores 10 mana. My mana went down by 10 already. 10 is the base recovery. A powerful aura of death restores 100% vigor. To every minion here or what? Everyone outside of battle? Training at the arena, minions gain 10% experience and 50% of the experience from the current level. Okay. Digger's Soul on my experience. I need you.
Hardly an inspiring leader, but a reverend for the armies of undead. In short, while I have managed
Did
to
that guy just die?
scrap of significant mortal knowledge,
He's walking there.
it's about as dull as you'd imagine.
What is this? Oh, I can level up the building and put another minion in there. But it requires a vampire to study. It requires a bone golem. How well can a bone golem study the lake? Naturally.
While this place is intended to be a training ground for my minions, the fights themselves have proven to be a rather entertaining time waster.
Treino de arena means gain experience. I can evolve the building to fit 2 persons with a bright. And even more with a head hunter. And even more with a Dhampir. Fallen Dhampir, yes. That minion went to hell. There's no one here. If I leave her there, she'll just level up. That thing has a very nice damage output. But I have to... Oh, that thing can regenerate. I do not need to do that. This Gin guy has 1 experience point. It's too high level. That brain was too high level. And I unlocked Alchemy for some reason. Iratus is proficient in several alchemical disciplines. Transmutation. Transform one type of part into another. Distillation. Spend parts, brains or items to gain vigor for minion. Extraction. Craft items from available parts. Calcination. Expand parts, brain or items to gain mana. Então vai. Bastante. 90%. Each item has a corresponding... No, it's using armor for everything. Even for armor, it's using armor. What the fuck? I have to find some blood and fill it with hearts instead. Same shit. It's probably just the tie of the item. And for those other things, this concludes the tutorials. You can continue the current game on Cakewalk or restart on More Pain. A good always wins. I'm going to continue. I have names for these people. These people. Humanatory. I have no information on my enemy. Oh, this is the bestiary, but for the humans. Cool. Now. What was I was going to look up? This is all I need. This will give me some sauce. Enough fuel. Enough to build another thing. I just go on ahead now. Script. I have not seen this guy yet. I have to read his life history. He has an instance. The beginning of the next turn will deal 195% physical damage to a random target. That's some bad news. No, not so much. He's too weak. 8 to 12. Nowhere near a golem. Conscripts would normally be fresh-faced, bright-eyed peasants fighting for their country. Sadly, these days, they are instead drawn from a rather large prisoner class, with the promises of freedom should they prevail. The inmates don't tend to believe this promise, but the undead are not in the habit of sparing lives, so they fight no matter how ill-equipped they are for the task. 25. Oh, kills easy.
So, this is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like? Yeah, pathetic.
Armor Distortion, that is the normal base damage for everyone.
As your suffering ends, your
Is
service
this
begins.
some hair items? Cannibal's Jaw. The minion receives plus 24 attack. When an ally dies. Oh, it's only when an ally dies. That sucks. And it's not just the rarity, they actually come with a buff, with a talent for the minion. This guy got experience, and I got experience. Now this guy is forever in here, apparently. Walking. This guy leveled up. We got an ability point and a stats point. Critical. That's the best thing I can put on here. 100%, 100%. Can't move and he loses a lot of resistance. And this just deals more damage. Fuck, grasp, that grasp, fuck, grasp. The range is the same. Now if I take 24 resistance from them, then I can do double damage next turn. Cannot I? If I attack them. And these you just do some higher damage, slightly higher.
Get back to battle.
Plus is a debuff, so it should allow some combos. But perhaps it does not work like that, and if they have negative defense, that just means nothing. Oh, that's not an item to destroy things, it's an equipment. And it costs 1, but it costs 2 next time. Unassuming Strike. Sudden Strike. Ignores armors and block. Besides ignoring armor already. And Clumsy Strike. The Clumsy Strike does not miss any armor. I have not seen anyone who can dodge, so I'm taking this one. Hunting down, 150%, 300%. Catch the laggards. Catch the laggards. Does almost 100 damage, but it only affects the last one. It's alright, kind of bad, kind of sucks to use right now. Or I can just improve my damage extremely. I did not use this at all. Ancient Curse, Curse of Madness and Curse of Wrath. Does not stack. 50 luck, 2 turns, 2 turns. 10 luck and 10 critical. 15 luck and 15 critical. It's better for the others. And this is the same for the others, but it's better for me. This attacks twice at 50%. Attacks twice at 50%. Accurate swing. And it does not miss. Or attacks twice at some higher damage. This is 15 higher damage. This is 30% higher damage in total.
Now, prove yourself worthy of my investment.
Chest piece, 100% damage and nice critical. 100% damage and critical hit will stun the target for one action. Bosses are immune. And where is my critical hit damage bonus? And this just increased my damage bonus. I have never seen a critical before, so yeah. I have never used that also. Oh, I cannot use this at all from the back. Pride gains evasion while in this instance it ignores R. Then attack gains more until the battle ends. Until the battle ends? Oh yeah, this is the buff, not the actual instance. This is the instance. It sucks. One shot interrupts the stance. It's a stress attack. It ignores war too, if I put that. Yeah, it's the best thing there is, I suppose, for damage. Some more critical damage, although I never crit at all. Gives me more accuracy. This one gives me more damage. This gives more damage. This gives more damage. So this is actually 15.
I expect results.
Okay, enough. Ring of Terror. Increase the baseline chance that an enemy will die to a head attack. All minions can 3 attack and 3 dead. For each enemy killed in battle, Iratus are training 3% of the experience for the current level.
All for my future kingdom.
To do me good to see the actual quest. As you progress upon your journey toward your rightful dominance, you encounter an impressive mastering of resistance. A massive shuffling of feet and your undead host comes across an even larger host of human slaves. A single dwarf taskmaster is at the head, grinding with darkened teeth as he wipes his trolls against you. For the first time in a long time, you realize you are outnumbered. Requires a skeleton. Skeletons are very good at playing dead. Even if you run out, it will be painful. This will initiate battle. I have a skeleton.
Amazing what they just
The situation calls for a subtle approach. Hidden behind your other minions, the skeleton pulls back in the direction you came from, and lays on the ground, pretending to be dead. Then, just as the slaves charge, you order a retreat, and the dwarf follows in order to lead his horde. To his surprise, the simple skeleton at his feet suddenly stirs and impales him through his chest. The other slaves panic and without their master scatter rapidly in every direction, making them easy picking for your minions. I got a glass dagger. All minions gain this. This effect is removed when a minion takes damage. It breaks and some resources. People leveled up again. The minion cannot be moved. The minion, this is an item for the minion. Reduce damage received. The minion attacks restore 20% of the damage that has mana. This is awesome.
I can use this.
This will be my mana lodge. And I cannot change these things, right? Okay. Mad Mage has a whole bunch of life points, even more than a fucking golem and everything I've met so far, even though it's a freaking mage. And naturally it has resistance instead of defense. Even among mages there are criminals and undesirables, many who deem themselves fit to go against the authority of the nobles. Due to their inherent magical talent, it is challenged to keep such criminals as slaves. But the dwarves of the alchemist guilds have made some progress in this direction. The serum they use erode free will as readily as they erode sanity, making these spellcasters partly unstable. But as long as the profits outweigh the losses, there is no reason to worry about a bunch of miners dying to an errant spell here and there. This thing's extremely dangerous.
Move those mortal legs.
Going for it. It can protect everyone behind it. A random target. It's not the target in front of it, it's a random target. 50-50. 55 life points, that's kind of dangerous. Do I want to kill it? Do I want to buff? Very weak. Ignores armor and ignores block. Use on everyone. I want to kill the Chrome Script. I cannot use this on that. But also damage him on the back. Although this guy will defend pretty bad. Sad noises. Yeah, this guy is actually good, man. This piece of trash. The description sounds so bad. I don't need to worry about these guys yet. I can just kill this guy straight away. So I can use this again. Just the mana gain I got from this werewolf is insane. That item was too OP. Overpowered as fuck, man. Cannot use this yet. 5-4-4, man. I better let this guy finish that. But that can end badly. Let me just do this. And you can use your ignore armor and things.
Become part of the breathless tide.
That thing does not breathe me. It has no fucking lungs, you know. want to see this. It looks awful. I will not mind on seeing that. Scary, can actually pass
Soon
some
this
hit.
world will be mine.
I need 3 for this. I can see some cuts and some sacrificial out if I follow this side. Werewolf only, Moonshadow was receive luck and critical. They take damage? I have to take damage? That's sad. Bride of Iratus. Increase critical damage dealt by the Bride of Iratus. I have never traded with this girl. Dark Knight on mana and what restored each time the Dark Knight receives damage. That's cool. The Excalibur becomes receptive to buffs, but still immune to the buffs. Now, this is a bouquet, wedding gift of arrows, Moonshard, Heart of Emptiness, Enchanted Bone. This is good. My mana regeneration is extremely high at this point. Imagine then one of these guys dying, how sad it is. Freaking golem is in front. Ataman. She and her gang spent a good few years plundering the south before being captured and hauled off to die in the mines beneath the castle. Somehow, due to her sassy nature and exotic mannerism, she has managed to rely and hoodwink the other more brain-damaged convicts to follow her lead. Now they are fiercely loyal to their new boss and will lay down their lives for her approval, while she views her new gang with complete and utility contempt. Some low damage, extremely high 70, and very high life points. No armor, but has some of this bullshit. Resistance shield ward thing. So I guess I'm hitting this thing with this. Suppose I'm not using that on her.
Ooh, this one voided
That guy
its
died
bowels
straight away.
just as it died.
Let me take away those defenses. They miss me, what the fuck? There has a buff. How are they getting that feature? Did she do that somehow?
You don't know why? There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Can I stack? Two? There is a two in there. I guess I can. What the fuck? That guy just to stay out of my attack. Not a smart decision. This, you get fucked up on the defense.
One less annoyance in the world.
That's kind of strong. Where is my mana? $58. Holy shit, I can just keep it buffing how much as I want. What is this? Tactical retreat. What is this shit? Perhaps this guy's such a chat just because it's level 6 weapon. Now this is a actual heritage, not an item. Humanatory token. Can drop this from them. I see. I know that. I know that. It's first ability, second ability. There are no names. Physical attack, do some damage, and that one that he does that thing. Perhaps he has no orders, or I just do not know. Probably he has no orders. All the focus and the work on the undead. Forming. So if I try to build a skeleton now, I can feel it with that next special weapon. So now it will have 2 extra points when I make it. So these guys here are trash. Not change anything. I have to just accept it. Until I actually make some epic undead, which can have all those high level stats put on. This soul digger thing is very nice. I better get it. I need to create a rate for that.
An unassuming creation, perhaps.
Then it's another bride.
Were just superstitions. The obelisk is overflowing with souls. My continued campaign certainly provides it with no
I can actually
spirits
evolve this
to
further.
harvest.
A mummy. That mummy looks ugly, man. The shit. Oh, that costs a lot. But this also is upright.
Now there's a handsome fellow. A shame his talents were never fully recognized back in the academy. I'll just take all this now as repayment instead.
The dumpy. Don't eat. Now you see what this does. Sacrificial altar. You can sacrifice 1 minute, you gain special resources, but Shadow is dead. I just got some shitty normal resources. Or shitty 0. The first spell using a battle costs 0. And leg cuffs. There's a new guy there, Doomsayer. When he was just a wee lad, the Doomsayer foretold his parents that the moon will spout tentacles and cleanse the world of both sinners and saints, unless they provide him with an extra portion of honey-glazed meat. As a teenager, he gave the girl of his dreams a dire warning that only her love for him can stop the ancients from rising up from the depths of the oceans. He later claimed credit for predicting the opening of Hell Gate and the awakening of ancient dragons slumbering beneath the mountains. The last few years turned out to be surprisingly peaceful, however, and he had been considering an early retirement from his illustrious career. But just then, the almighty necromancer decided to begin his rise to power, and so it seemed it was time to once again take matters into his own hand. He has insanity, actually insanity, not sanity, at a very high level, some wards, very high life points, and feature. While the Doomsayer is alive, his allies receive a less 100 chance to escape and less 100 chance to go insane. Any mechanics. If you waste my attack, I have to kill this guy instead.
Brave are an excellent source of...
Oh, I should have used this instead first. What? When this character dies, the Doomsayer and his allies will restore vigor and sanity. Repent or die. He predicted his death. If it happens, everyone gets some insane buff. What the fuck? I should have used it to take this away. It was one hit. There's no one to hit. This thing is too dangerous, I have to kill it quickly.
Move those mortal legs.
Use this twice, but it does not go to the back. Oh, I can go to the back with this, but this thing will block. Sadness. Other minions. It only buffs one. I thought it would buff everyone. Oh, it buffs everyone. This shit is immune. Oh yes. And this thing moves. Oh, you block it.
Come in with the rest.
This fool. Big shit you do. On one turn. Try to debuff me, but I'm immune. Check.
Savor these last
One
few
critical.
heartbeats.
They did 6 damage to everyone or restored. It lost it then, some sanity. I like this. Crit again? No, no one cares if you die.
You know, if this keeps up, I'll be done purging the world ahead of schedule.
Leveling up and progressing quite fast.
And so my dark powers return to me.
Experience with a critical hit. That's very hard to happen. Spiked Carapace, Ring of Terror.
A dark collecting.
Those are actual equipment for me.
Finally, this item finds its way into my capable hands.
And if I use them, they get destroyed. That shit will. What you see. That guy got level 7. Damn. It's not so slow to level up actually, it's getting experience. Perhaps killing people gives more experience. Just passively watching. Demolition Expert, that sounds very dangerous. He has a very low damage, but he probably has some mad skills in area damage. Demolition Experts are those convicts that, for one reason or another, proved resistant to the muscle growth chemicals being fed to the slaves. Instead, they are given the unenviable task of clearing out tunnels that are too difficult to tackle with normal labor. As one can imagine, the fatality rate is staggering, which is why the alchemists employ all manner of drugs to subdue the convicts' self-preservation instinct. Shit is mad, she's going to start exploding on my face. It has the highest life points in here. Hitting is better. I'll have to hit twice, 3 times to actually pay off that buff. And I don't think this will last even that long. Yeah, bad. These are dying, not much work. We use this. Each attack will actually kill. No, he has a little more, but basically that. Now, how should I kill him? With that PC attack. Blocked armors and ignores the block, but it does not take the block away. Oh, did not kill it. I better kill it before it plays again. I cannot resist to use my spells and shit. Let me see this now. That's not very high, but it is some free damage thing. It's on fire, I can leave it on fire. Oh, I forgot about the block, fuck me dead. Now that the block thing happened, I should kill it. This guy has more damage than I do. A little more.
Extinction of life.
Unless I crit. Everyone once said my crit. How did that guy not die? What? He took my rat away? What the fuck was that? That movement thing and got its things back and got its life points back? What the fuck? He even got that feature thing. It has defense. Not much use. I can use on this guy. This gal. And this. Okay, I've never seen this. Start to crit my attacks. $12, that's exactly how much I need.
One by one, life vanishes from this world.
I do not have killed him, so I made the right choice. Because this guy hits the rice. Can even do other things. I lost some life points, but it went well. I even got some Humanitarian shit. Show the armor minions that are level 5 or lower. Gain some vigor. Let's shut the arm for me. My pyramid is still here. I thought the artifacts would get used up. Didn't the game explain something like that? Artifacts. Consumables. Only the consumables are expected. I see. So I should be fully geared for the things to come. This effect is removed when a minion takes damage. but it does not actually break my item. That is a one-time use on them. Everything except this, come on. Show me. Bye. This guy makes the target lose 10 sanity, but gives some damage and accuracy buff. Or it can... It's somewhere within the tree first, he can use the other one. This he can use for anywhere on his friends. Oh, it's showing me the other side. He can attack my first three, probably, perhaps. And he can only use it if he's on the two front, and then he'll go back one. Does 100% of his low damage. His third ability cannot be used from the front. Can attack anywhere, and that's still be trapped with fixed vigor damage. Takes also initiative and cannot move. Now this insane girl can attack from anywhere with 100% damage. Not from the front, he can attack anywhere with some magic attack that puts people to sleep. And its third ability, it kills an ally with less than 20% of their life or sanity. And then she gets fully recovered on both life and sanity. It takes away my wrath. And also boosts herself with more damage and block and thing until the end of the fight. Intensive mechanics. As you strive to return to the surface, you encounter something that gives you pause. A great chasm, seemingly bottomless, blocks the path of your undead host. There are no other routes nearby, so the only path is forward. Forge a bridge using bones from your stockpile, loose bones. Levitate your minions across with an expensive spell, lose mana. Teleport your minions with a risky magic, put minions in danger. Very cheap actually. All is possible with magic, but mass flight is a skill reserved only for archmages. Although you count yourself among them, the spell is still very taxing. Using every available arcane shortcut, you carefully levitate your arm across, letting those who can already float make their journey on their own. You are left tired, but the chasm is behind you. No reward. The danger would be real bad for me, and the bone will probably just cost bone, perhaps give me some experience or something. But the magic also did not give me an experience, so there was nothing to expect from that quest. Or rather, it should be called an event. Actually happening. They just choose a path. Choose a minion to raise. I get a free minion. Oh, I have never seen that thing actually. It's level 5 already. Magic 100%. I can ignore ward. Or I can make it more powerful. Physical. With 2 attacks to people with this shitty attack. A little more damage. or attack everyone. From the front, from everywhere. From the front, put some ignition. This has has higher ignition damage. And this changes the thing completely to a curse. And to do mental damage instead. More powder, 100 damage for next attack. Only half, but can stack the same way and gains block and ward until the end of battle. So it becomes a defensive attack now, although it still gives you some damage. And this one gives you accuracy. Bombardment, just bounce. This attack does not consume an action, I can just enter this without consuming. Or it does not consume an action next time, next turn, when it attacks. Some more damage. And damage is now magical.
Now, prove yourself worthy of my investment.
Critical cost is only 1 and gives +4. That's insane. Damage barely changes. Makes me sad. I'm going to test that guy out. There are 2 demolition experts. This is 16 to 36.
You don't know why? There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming. My kind of entertainment.
Bait on individual people. Very cool. These 3D models, man, are so strange. New moon. Much damage. Wow.
Brave are an excellent source of fresh corpses.
Quite weak for some damagey thing. It actually shoves the guy back.
Good. More materials. Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
He hit me out of nowhere. Perhaps because I move it. This is not so bad. Skin of Alabaster. Hollow of Chaos. Has no visual representation. So weak.
The formulae reveal their secrets.
This is very useful in the long run. I should have prioritized those since my destruction is not very destructive. And they will actually be much better once I actually have my spell power up. So if I get it later, all the better. Yeah, I guess I had a choice. There's just cultists and a guy. We should coffee.
More.
Some items for my guys. I keep getting items because my guys are supposed to be disposable, be dying around that thing. The Wall of Taurus, Mercenary Barracks, Catacombs, and the Cathedral. There's the progression. Elite Squad, it's an entire squad of elites, which I could have dodged. Damn, it's a long way to the boss, man. I was going to go to the boss, but I guess I'm stopping it around here. It's been a while already. Well, let me see then. Elite Headsman. There isn't a man alive who is as distraught by the undead invasion as the Headsman. What happens if all the criminals get eaten by zombies? Or worse yet, brought back to life? He has a pretty long kill list after all, and some of those walking corpses retain enough memories to know who to hate. Then, if he's going to let that happen, having spent most of his life ending all manner of struggling, bleeding low-lifers, he figured that he might as well spend some time slaying the undead. Then, once he's done, he can go back to his cushy job and maybe demand a bonus for all his missed paychecks. Has some high damage, high life, very high sanity. Can crit. Elite Conscript. It's the same Conscript guy, but he has some higher attack. I think the sanity is the same shit. The vigor is a little higher too. Can crit. And the description is the same, just the elite version. So there should be a headsman also, and this is the stronger version of it. And the focus is clearly on this count, which is good against the magic. And I could have done this, but yeah, it's all cool. Where is the game speed? I'm going to put it up. Wait. Can't wait if it's any good. There is this marker at the turn, I can wait until here.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Can already use this. Can hit everyone with that 20, but it's a stress attack.
Death delivered.
These ultimate attacks kind of suck. Get away, get your fucking away. He wants to flee. And this is a stress attack also. Show my below my mask. That was a cool animation. This guy can only do physical. This guy is betrayal. He has a chance to attack an ally because it's going mad.
Hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
Well, I want to hit that guy. Oh, he died.
As your suffering ends, your service begins.
I got some info on that thing. It counts as a different kind of thing on the original info I have. Yes, it's the same thing, but it higher stats me. So I guess there are not many, so many. Actually, there are a lot. Didn't expect to be seeing new monsters all the time like I'm seeing here.
Through transformation, the will becomes free.
Stress attack. You won't get him. Get away from him. The target cannot move. I have seen this before. This is the best one. That's my main attack. Oh, it only increases the critical damage, which I have never even seen. I cannot use this most of the time. The stance stinks. So yeah, I guess this is the way. This is bosses are immune. Bosses are the one that should take most of my shots.
My enemies are in for a
So my
nasty
crit chance will play an effect now. This guy are good on Iratus, but I already hit it all the time. Oh. This has 25. I can make them lose. It not only target loses all damage resistance. Loses all block and ward. instead. Ignores them. That it loses all armor since it ignores, but they actually deal full damage. Twice. Cannot miss, and this attacks some more damage. Some more damage or this debuff. It only works when I'm in front and hardly in front. Rarely.
Serve me well,
So take some
my
damage.
minion.
That's very bad. I should have waited for. But the damage is too cost. What the fuck? I use this quite often. Performs a turn attack for each buff. Performs a turn attack for each buff. It increases the strength for 65. It is still 50, but there's a 4% chance to immediately kill the target. Except the bosses. So on 3, that's 16. 8 and 2.
Get back to battle.
This is damage received. This is good for this tank. Absolute no sense that I cannot just take things out. Here's the way life is. Don't say I keep saying shit. I'm going for it. Dang, I forgot about that. I did not even look it up. Cool. Keep up with this guy. Oh. Is that freaking bad?
As worthless as you were in life, you will be worth something in death.
And die can't if you want to die so badly. That thing actually played, it can hit me real hard. But it's so bad that its accuracy, just let it live. Thing just does not die, man. What the fuck is this insanity stinks? He does not die, I'm going to kill him.
A sad display for mortal kind.
21. How much do I have? 5, 5, 5, 5. 6, 6, 7, 8. Refill mana or vigor. And mana is quite good. It's full, literally. Oh, here it is, the normal heads, man. Mad Mage is weak as fuck. Who else will I hit? Sleep. I forgot to use this and I already using my thing.
Death. Move those mortal legs. One more for the stockpiles.
Oh yeah. I have never created a dead. Oh yeah. First time that didn't create actually does some damage. Dead.
Give them no mercy.
Oh yeah. Has 2 buffs accumulated. It's not going to take the insane werewolf hit.
Mine is the winning side.
Increase and soft a victory as for 14 mana for each enemy that fled. That makes things harder. Some silly talking for the Mad Mage. He can attack me with this shit attack. Or he can attack me with this attack that takes accuracy. It shoves someone back. It can deal full damage in everyone. If he's way back there. H. Critical 400. 400 and that little damage. 400 and that extra from the arm. To each buff or the buff on the target. I already use my arm, that will increase a little.
Now, prove yourself worthy of my investment.
Next upgrade cost is 6. can go this way, I can go this way.
This never gets old.
He actually does more damage except if the guy has armor. Could have a buff. Ignores armor, so it's better. Perhaps. The other is 50% more damage. 50% out of 30. 10 is 3 damage. So it only increases on 4 damage. And that guy has 6 defense. So it's better to choose the other one.
Carve open their
Oh
husks.
yeah. This woman likes to crit other woman. He has special attacks against other woman. Does she not? That's why he's so effective. Yeah. That's out of luck against females. I was forgetting that. But those damage were so uncanny, I had to look it up. Why is that delay before the fight actually ends? And before actually every turn ends?
Kingdom.
6 stats points. Cannoner Gavs. And a level 6 brain. I'm not going to use this. This is very good, man. These are the drop hits. I need to unlock this one. Then this one.
Now I will make mortals tremble before me. Well, even more than previously.
I can go through here, I can do this straightest path. Did I level up? Yeah, if I did, I could actually use that thing. That guy has the fangs, man, it's so sad. My life. There goes back my mana. crits for this guy. Power of Chaos. If this is an actual buff. Only for the first guy. My mana flows in.
This will be your
Critical. Ah, fuck. I directed. Oh, and did not actually go down. Kill this guy too. I lost some life points here. That's bad for my next fight. Okay. Oh, this is so good. Life is so broken. And then 8 level for free. So, it can do 100%. It's probably the thing it keeps using. It has a 50% to extend the target. That's higher than the actual chance to hit. It's the one it keeps using since it is in front. The other one is the buff of more accuracy. Goes to 50%, 1/2. And if it's on the back, it can do that broken shit, yeah. 150%. The Doomsayer takes 25 sanity and buff with that death prediction ability. The second one is a debuff. The target is guaranteed to receive critical damage. That's very bad. And enemy attack the target more often. But since it was targeting my skeleton, I was immune. And this one it stands for 1 turn. It deals magic to all minions. And got blocking the ward. That's some very insane gameplay. Oh. My 2 in front are already with things in them. Gives me money, gives itself life points. Oh yeah. That's some nice things, boy. I want critical. Because I can do some damage. Because my critical damage is iterated over my actual damage. How are these people doing? Punchy. Should have done that sooner. Actually carries me things. This guy's level 9. Holy cow. Can actually improve my abilities. What is this? This is only gotten on the 10. Actually, why am I assuming 10 is the maximum level? I had this thought since the beginning, but I just now noticed. There is no way saying that. But all the other attacks suck. More evasion. And one more round. You can put on his stats. We'll just go back there. Okay. Let me make a bride and a banshee. Oh, I can have a lick. Oh, very nice. A powerful magical minion, but not really a true lich. Rather, these are pseudo licks that borrow some of the designs made by necromancers of old. Most notably, these minions do not actually hold the soul of a necromancer. Instead, they serve as carriers for devastating spells that often sow destruction on both allies and enemies alike. They have, however, been known to take on the mannerisms of the creator, which can be convincing that other undead tend to obey them. Have not enough actual good material. Okay.
I just can't tell where they get their uncaring attitude from. Useful if you can put up with their constant whining.
Now they can farm more. Now lick. You have bone shards. It's random. Oh, that means it's random, not that it does not know where the target is. It deals 125 damage, but it's freaking random. My damage is really respectable right from the get-go. Command Undead buff. The selected ally gains attack and dread. I go to the front too. I go back. Ineffable. Dominate Undead. It does double the buffs. It's me or the enemy, the target? I think this means the target and this mean me. With this I can flee. With this I have to go to the front. Sacrifice. Support. Kills an ally. The Lich and our allies gain 30 vigor. Does not expend an action. Kills an ally. The Lich gain 40. To get more some life points. Immediately resets cooldowns on Iratus targets, making it possible to use them again during this round. Toxic Cloud. Trap. Creates a cloud to the target. Poison and then to some mental damage. All enemy in the cloud loses all armor and resistance. An enemy poisoned by the cloud has 3% chance to die immediately. Rain of Fire. It's ignition. It's set then a fire. To all allies and enemies, it also attacks me. So it kind of stinks very badly. Moves target to a random location. It moves everyone then. And it also costs Fury, that rat thing. Does more damage now. Reanimate. Summons a skeleton. The summon minion gains attack, armor and things until battle ends. Cheap bodies. It gets cheaper. Gets stronger. Dark Resurrection. Well, this is random and this guy stinks. I was about to use my brain on it, but it stinks. I so wanted that thing to be cool, but well, guess that's just how things go. Banshee. What was the other thing? It's a Banshee and
it's time for your performance. Millennia has tainted the waters around my tomb. I can feel something alive beneath the dark surface of the lake. Something I can use.
And lost, so what is that? You can see the colors of it.
The whispers within this structure could drive a mortal mad within moments.
It's a mean in
my
the bullet.
undead heart begins to stir in
some
its
rat.
presence.
Like skeleton. Every victory, like skeleton does something. Dig some shit.
Humans become much sturdier.
Now I have an actual army. And they are working for me.
The excavation is far too extensive.
Not only in battle.
This was not the result of a battle. All these bodies were placed here deliberately. Through transformation, the will becomes free.
Oh, I guess there's an open slot. I put that thing in there. It's a fountain, I have it full so I can get that we go back. And the boss is some fat cunt. The keys in his possession granted this man great purpose. For a bribe and a favor, he was willing to carry mischiefs, arrange fights and allow gangs of criminals to quietly murder their competition while they slept. He saw himself as a king, and the keys were his crown. As long as they were needed, he was needed. But the undead care not for the jingling metal, and for the man himself, they will have no need at all. There is some hunk low-level shit and the key master with 300 life points. That's just insane. Well, it's a boss, it can go beyond, but several other humans can. But it has some block and ward, but no actual defense. It has very high accuracy and can crit. It has a crossbow or something, it can attack from afar probably. And the same description is found here. I directed to ally. They can actually do the contrary of what the golem does. It has this boss thing, meaning it's immune to some of my mechanics. So I'm just going to set the cunt of fire. Oh, I can do that, I forgot. Shit. Summon, disappear at the end of the battle. You can actually summon more if I actually just kill them.
Mistake. Opposing me? Your last.
This does not count as a buff, probably. This ignores the block, but does not eliminate it. We can buff them. 3 attacks, that's some nasty buffing. Oh, that lantern can debuff. Accuracy down. Oh wow, it's so want to use that thing on it. Starting next round, the wolf receives an extra action of 2 turns. That could be good, that could be it. But it will clean this up real good.
Know why? There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Just got it all back.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
This guy's too weak. Actually, the game is so easy, it's too easy. The game had all that hype about being hard as hell. If I put it back, I have to kill this guy before that my turn actually comes. Pretty easy. That keeps debuffing me, what the fuck's wrong with this game? was kind of unneeded, but okay. Buffet it more. It has more attack. It does not attack himself. Perhaps if it's on the back, it will, but... Oh, it marks the target, or the position, or the target, or the position. I have to read back on it. Oh, the wards. They're all of me again. Not much to hit instead. Imagine the mana that thing gives me.
As your suffering ends.
And I leveled up 2 levels. Terrifying Visage. All minions receive 10% damage until end of combat. Expanded after use. A ring. Very good ring. Oh no, it's not very good. It loses accuracy. This can't escape or become inspired. And I got that with the gift. Not authorized. Then it can level up further, no problem. So yeah, I was imagining things. So I actually have stats to keep in the for later. Fucking dredge, man. Fuck that dredge. I had a lot of drops, perhaps because there are these things here to give me drops. The hunger for wealth had long since become the only virtue among the hardy dwarven folk, gone and their ancient traditions along with the name of their ancestors. For what was more powerful, logic or some dead dwarf thought away into dust? The ruthless scientists and alchemists knew the answer to that question, and the human kingdom was more than willing to facilitate the experiments. They have grown rich and feared, setting up their own enclave and became the default overseers of the mines. So this is the mine. There are only 5 stages on this game, but well, it's probably very hard to move on ahead. Oh, here it is. Good. I can reset the floor. Quick save since I put on that. And this was it for the playtest. And I'm going to play it on the actual difficult now. More pain.